You sure your mom said we could be here by ourselves?
Of course, I can't wait to see Megatron kick Autobot butt on the big screen.
Yeah, right. Optimus always stops Megatron.
Nuh-uh, Megatron is way tougher. I heard that he even kills Optimus Prime in this movie.
No way. Optimus can't die. He's the main good guy.
I saw it already. They get in a big fight, and Megatron just totally beats up Optimus so bad he dies.
The movie just came out yesterday. You were with me all day and then slept over. You're a liar. Actually, your friend is right. Megatron totally kills Optimus.
Benny, we talked about this. No spoiling the movie for people about to watch it.
I know. The kid was getting unfairly nurpled. I'm just trying to help.
Don't worry, kid. Your friend might not be happy either. Megatron doesn't really make it through this movie. But you said he wins the fight. I mean, just barely. Optimus messes him up real bad, too. Then Starscream chucks him into space, and a planet-eating giant robot makes him into another robot. What?
Benny, Jet, no spoilers. People are about to watch this. Let them enjoy the movie.
Well, at least we still have all our other favorite Transformers. Don't count on it. Like half the main Transformers are killed in this movie. Even Ironhide? Oh, man. Especially Ironhide. Megatron shoots him, like, point blank in the face.
Benny, you're giving away the whole plot.
I guess Starscream will be the new leader of the Decepticons.
Yeah, for like 5 minutes. Then the robot Megatron gets turned into, shows up, and just obliterates him.
All right. Go take your break, guys. Go take your break. 2 tickets to Transformers the movie, right?
No thanks. I think we're just gonna go home.
I don't think either of us can handle this. Oh shoot, there's my mom! Run! It's another transformative episode of And Now Our Feature Presentation.
I'm Carey Williams. Ba weep grana weep ninny bong.
And I'm Josh Sanchez. Ba weep grana weep ninny bong?
Ba weep grana weep ninny bong.
In the futuristic year of 2005, Autobots have to fight against the Decepticons and a planet-sized robot who intends to destroy Cybertron. This next movie is The Transformers!
Josh, I gotta tell you, I don't remember that futuristic happening in 2005.
I think you were asleep, I remember.
I wish I would have seen it. Transformers was released August 8th, 1986 with a budget of $6 million. It opened with $1.7 million and went on to gross $5.9 million. So unfortunately, it was not a success at the theater.
This was Orson Welles' final role. He completed his dialogue on October 5th, 1985, 5 days before his death.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Mm-hmm.
Unicron's original name in early drafts was Ingestor. While Unicron's planet form would have been an actual planet, Ingestor was meant to be a mysterious being in control of that planet, which upon transforming into a robot would have had many organic-looking features, including long hair. In the final script, those two were mushed together into a single character named Unicron, who is also a planet, though a mechanical one, which can turn into a gigantic robot. Many of his organic features were kept, such as his mustache, goatee, and ab muscles that resembled humanoid muscles of a human. However, he lost his hair. I love this little mustache and goatee.
Director Nelson Sin, the story consultant Flint Dill have confirmed that Orson Welles had a hard time recording his lines due to his failing health. Most of his lines included labored breathing and heavy wheezing. Shin considered most of the Welles dialogue unusable, but put the recording through a voice synthesizer to give Welles' voice a clearer, more ominous tone. According to Shin, Unicron's on-screen voice is an enhanced, synthesized version of Welles' voice. When asked about his role, Orson Welles couldn't remember his character's name and described his role as a big toy who attacks a bunch of little toys.
It's one of my favorite little pieces of trivia about it.
Oh man, Scatman Crothers' final role to be released in his lifetime. One more film, Rock Odyssey, 1987, would be released a year after his death.
The band who sings the songs on the soundtrack, called Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way and Hunger, are listed on the soundtrack credits as Spectre General, but the band's name is actually Kick-Axe. When the soundtrack was being assembled, they thought the name Kick-Axe sounded too threatening, so they changed them to Spectre General. This was done without notifying the band, which is crazy to me.
Stan Bush's song The Touch was inspired by a line in Iron Eagle from 1986 and was originally written for Cobra.
That's crazy.
1986.
Unicron's roar, when he finds out the Matrix has been passed on to Ultra Magnus, is that of the Hulk from the Incredible Hulk 1982 animated series. Writer Ron Freeman has said that his favorite characters to write for were Optimus Prime, Cup, and Starscream. His least favorite was Wheelie, who he called a pain in the ass.
I wonder why.
It's the rhyming. He hates his little...
At the beginning when the Autobots are taking off on their ship, Optimus Prime orders Cliffjumper commence countdown. Cliffjumper was voiced by Casey Kasem, who hosted America's Top 40 for many years.
I never pieced that together.
Yeah,
I love that trivia. I love that about it. Unicron's theme is similar to Ivan Drago's theme in the sequel Rocky IV from 1985. Both themes were composed by Vince DiCola, and I think that's awesome
So
too.
cool,
Because
so
when I watch it, I see it, I hear it now.
Yeah. Leonard Nimoy, who was the voice of Galvatron, later provided the voice of the Autobots turned traitor Sentinel Prime in Transformer Dark of the Moon 2011.
The matrix of leadership never came up in earlier drafts of the script. It is the main driving force behind the finished movie's plot. This was the last Marvel animated film to have a theatrical release up until Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in 2018. That's nuts.
That's a long time.
It didn't do well, so they're just like gun shy about it, I guess.
It's just insane. The movie was produced at the same time as G.I. Joe, the movie, 1987, by the same company. It had been agreed that both movies would suffer a loss of their lead heroes, Optimus Prime and Duke. Production started of G.I. Joe first, but Transformers ended up being completed and released first. Optimus Prime's death sparked a huge amount of controversy, causing the writers to change Duke's death to a coma. G.I. Joe was released directly to video. Had the movies been released first, G.I. Joe, Optimus Prime might have survived. That's crazy.
Writer Rod Freeman described himself as extremely opposed to killing off Optimus Prime, who he considered a father figure and icon. To remove Optimus Prime, to physically remove Daddy from the family, that wasn't going to work. You can't kill Daddy.
Can't kill Daddy.
Freeman said, I told Hasbro and their lieutenants that they would have to bring him back, but they said no. They had great things planned. In other words, they were going to create new, more expensive toys.
Oh, man. Optimus Prime's death became something of a running gag. Almost every Transformers series features Optimus Prime or his equivalent dying, of course, only to be resurrected sometime later. Now let's talk about the soundtrack and some songs of note.
Oh my goodness, this soundtrack was
such a big,
man. This was such a big deal to me when I was little. I was a little kid when it came out. I listened to the crap out of it. When I became a teenager, I actually sought out the actual CD for it, and I was such a nerdy little kid that I would walk around listening to it on my Walkman all the time. It just, aside from the score, the soundtrack's awesome. I love every song on it. You have Instruments of Destruction performed by NRG. You have Dare performed by Stan Bush. You have The Touch performed by Stan Bush. Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way is one of my favorites, performed by Spectre General. Hunger, that's the Sharkticon Pit song, performed by Spectre General. Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al Yankovic. And the Transformers theme song performed by Lion. And the score by Vincent DiCola is amazing.
Yes, very, very, very cool. And I mean, should we talk about the cast now?
Why not?
Let's talk about the cast, of course. First up, we have Orson Welles, who plays Unicron here. He's in Citizen Kane, Macbeth, Othello, Moby Dick, Casino Royale, Treasure Island, The Muppet Movie, History of the World Part 1. He looks so good there.
Yeah, look at him.
Look at him.
Who'd have thought he had failing health? He looks healthy as a horse right there. You have Robert Stack, who plays Ultra Magnus. He's from 1941, Airplane, Unsolved Mysteries, the TV series, Caddyshack 2, Joe versus the Volcano, Beavis and Butthead Do America, and Basketball.
I think we should have a bet to see how many times we can say cartoon series in this.
Oh, get ready. It's coming. There's some voice actors with some extensive resumes on here.
But up next, we have, of course, Leonard Nimoy, who plays Galvatron. He's in Star Trek, the TV series, Star Trek, the Motion Picture, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, Halloween Tree, The Pagemaster, Transformers, Dark of the Moon. Transformers, Dark of the Moon.
Transformers, Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Oh my goodness. Then you have Daddy, as they mentioned earlier.
Man.
Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime himself, and he's also Ironhide. He's from the Transformers cartoon series, the G.I. Joe cartoon series, Pac-Man cartoon series, Gremlins as the Gremlins voices. He's from the Dragon Slayer cartoon series, the Snorks cartoon series, Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats cartoon series, Donkey Kong cartoon series, Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer, Challenge of the GoBots cartoon series, Voltron cartoon series, Dungeons and Dragons cartoon series, My Little Pony the movie, Ghostbusters Filmation cartoon series, G.I. Joe the movie. He is the voice of the Predator, uncredited of course. He's in the Visionaries cartoon series, DuckTales cartoon series, Brave Star cartoon series, and the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers cartoon series, and we only listed a few of them.
I think that was 16 times you said cartoon
It's
series.
a lot. Don't worry, it's even worse. Wait till you get to Welker.
All right, so next up we have Scatman Crothers, who plays Jazz. He's in the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon series, Detroit 9000, Hong Kong Phooey cartoon series, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Roots miniseries, The Shining, Zap, Twilight Zone the movie, the Transformers cartoon series.
And you have the wonderful Eric Idle as Wreck-Gar. He's in Monty Python's Flying Circus TV series, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Monty Python's Life of Brian, Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, Yellowbeard, National Lampoon's European Vacation, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, Mom and Dad Save the World, Casper, and South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Oh man, and we have Casey Kasem, who plays voices Cliff Jumper, The Adventures of Batman cartoon series, Scooby-Doo Where Are You cartoon series, Josie and the Pussycats cartoon series, the new Scooby-Doo movie cartoon series, the Gumball Rally, the Jabberjaw cartoon series, the Scooby-Doo Show cartoon series, Battle of the Planets cartoon series, Captain Caveman and the Teenage Angels cartoon series, Ghostbusters Super Friends cartoon series, and the Transformers cartoon series.
You have Judd Nelson, who plays Hot Rod in Rodimus Prime. He's in The Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire, New Jack City, Airheads, and the Suddenly Susan TV series.
Wow, so you didn't have any cartoon
man.
series, but
Oh,
this
man.
next one
Get
sure
ready,
does.
buddy.
We have Frank Welker, who voices Megatron, Soundwave, Rumble, Frenzy, Ravage, and Wheelie. So he is also in the Jabberjaw cartoon series, Scooby-Doo Where Are You cartoon series, the Scooby-Doo Show cartoon series, the New Adventures of Mighty Mouse and Heckle and Jekyll cartoon series, Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels cartoon series, Heathcliff cartoon series, Black Star cartoon series, G.I. Joe cartoon series, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends cartoon series, Pac-Man cartoon series, the Little cartoon series, Gremlins, he plays Gremlin's voice, Explorers, Super Friends cartoon series, Inspector Gadget cartoon series, Dungeons and Dragons cartoon series, Challenge of the GoBots cartoon series, Labyrinth, he's in Labyrinth.
He's in Labyrinth.
The Transformers cartoon series, G.I. Joe the movie, Bionic 6 cartoon series, Caddyshack 2, he's the voice of the Gopher, The Land Before Time, Snorks cartoon series, the Smurfs cartoon series, he's in Gremlins 2, the movie, Jetsons the movie, DuckTales cartoon series and the movie, Captain and the Game Master, TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Hudson Hawk, the Real Ghostbusters cartoon series, Muppet Babies cartoon series, Captain Planet cartoon series, Gargoyles cartoon series, Bobby's World cartoon series, and Animaniacs cartoon series.
This is only part of his
It's
resume.
Nuts. It is nuts.
Frank Welker's basically, if you've watched the cartoon,
You've heard his
been in
voice.
it probably.
You've heard his voice, yep.
We also have Christopher Collins, who's credited as Chris Latta as Starscream and Laserbeak. He is in the G.I. Joe cartoon series, the Transformers cartoon series, and Humanoids cartoon series, G.I. Joe the movie, Visionaries cartoon series, Dino Riders cartoon series, the movie Roadhouse, and Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Such a good movie. And then we have Joe Moschida.
John
Moschida, sorry, who plays Blur. He's in Micro Machines commercials, Transformers cartoon series, Dick Tracy, and Blink Man.
There is David Mendenhall, who plays Daniel Witwicky. He's in the Saturday Super Kid cartoon series, Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer, Centurions cartoon series, Over the Top, the Berenstain Bears cartoon series, and the Transformers cartoon series. The Over the Top thing blew my mind.
Over the Top, that's amazing. Yeah, he plays the kid. And then we have Lionel Stander, who plays Cup. He's in Mr. D's Goes to Town, Pulp, Treasure Island, and 1941. Should we say cartoon series?
No.
And next up we have the Prescott cartoon series. No, we have the Prescott here. There's the Prescott. Oh, man.
And unfortunately, this is one that we had to replicate. Sometimes we just can't get a hold of the real one, so we found some scans of it. And we attempted it, but it went for a substantial amount of money.
Too much.
Yeah, we really wanted it, but we did what we could do. It's a pretty cool one. There are 42 pages of it. I picked 11.
Yes.
Because we didn't want it to be the cartoon series, version of the press kit, basically, where we're just going on every page. But we have the Optimus Prime in-theater exclusive toy that you could get.
Oh, and
little details about that. We have an introduction about the movie.
Very cool.
There's like several promotions and contests throughout here with some pictures and like prizes that you can win.
Very cool.
Here is a nice black and white of the main artwork for the film. This is a way for you to get your Astro Adventurers card. Don't spend the summer without it.
Oh, I won't.
This is Transformers the movie coloring poster.
Coloring poster.
Heck yeah. This is Transformers the movie coloring contest.
Oh, man.
You know you want to do it.
I want to do it. Is it still going on?
Probably not. This is a Terrific Transformations, a robot matchup quiz inspired by Transformers the movie.
Oh, okay. Activities for the kids to do.
This is Dastardly Decepticons, a robot matchup quiz inspired by Transformers the movie.
Very cool.
This is Name the Transformers and Color Them In, inspired by the all-new animated sci-fi adventure Transformers the movie. And this is Who is the Chosen One, inspired by the animated science fiction adventure Transformers the movie.
Oh, man.
They really pounded home.
They sure did.
I love it.
It's great. It's fantastic.
In addition to the press kit, we thought we'd also show off a couple other little fun things that we have to show off. We didn't have room on the table, so we thought we'd feature it during this segment now. We also have a super rare, awesome copy of the Laserdisc. I do believe this is the first Laserdisc we've ever featured on the show. And this is a freaking cool one to have because this thing is hard to come by and it's the only one I've ever seen in existence.
It's really cool. This is the Japanese version. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Well, it's got the English in it too.
And it had the English language track as well, but I believe it was only released in Japan. I'm pretty sure that's from the research I did. That's when it came out, where it came out.
Very, very, very cool.
And we also have, even though it's technically the TV series, the movie is in this because, like, if everybody knows, the first 2 seasons of the show happen, and then the movie, and then the TV series continues afterwards with seasons 3 and 4. This is the box set that includes the entire show and the movie. And the cool thing about that is we have super
really cool.
Matrix awesome action.
Mm-hmm. Not Allspark.
I'll keep this over here.
Not Allspark.
It's not. Yeah, don't be saying Allspark in front of me. It is the Matrix of leadership. Thank
Matrix
you.
of leadership. Now let's talk about some of these scenes. There are a lot of scenes in this. We're going to try to rapid fire through some of these. And this is, I mean, of course, Carey's like one of childhood movies.
This is the one that I geek out over pretty hard.
Yep.
And this is one that I annoyed everybody in the world with, including my current family and friends.
Yep.
And just the way the movie starts off, I mean, you have this just great score kick in, the tense music builds to the reveal of Unicron. He comes floating in, and then it shoots over to showing you this robot civilization. And they're all, oh, we're peaceful and happy over here. And the scientists bring their beakers in, and all of a sudden it's got that Jurassic Park kind of scene to it where, yeah, Jurassic Park, you stole this from Transformers. The bottles start shaking in the liquid, and then they come crashing down, and they're like, Orbilis, look, it's Unicron. And then here he is right next to the planet, and he makes this like almost like like a roar noise as
yeah.
like this suction comes out of him, and his horns come in and latch on in, and he eats that planet like faster
That was so wild.
it's so fast. And you're a little kid, and you're like, what just happened?
happening?
He just literally ate a whole planet of like Transformer type creatures, and he's just like, nah, man, that's just breakfast. As soon as he's done with it, like it energizes the whole planet. And then once you're done being traumatized by that, it just kickstarts this 80s hair metal song that is a modernization of the current Transformers theme song set to a 80s style rock. And my goodness, I'm pretty sure my face melted off when I was like 8 years old. And I'm like, I know what I want to do with the rest of my life. I just want to watch this movie again.
So funny.
But then it goes from that to like, it's just one crazy thing after another.
Yes, it is. That is one thing I have to say about this movie. This movie,
there is no law.
I don't remember. I mean, I watched this movie as a kid, but I didn't remember any of it. And watching it as an adult, I'm like, there's a lot of stuff happening all the time.
The pacing is insane. It is basically like X amount of 80s rock song music videos just pieced together to a theme basically that it does a narration of a story. And the next thing that happens is basically there's a reconnaissance mission. They report back what's happening, and then they're launching a shuttle. The Decepticons attack the shuttle, which leads to a scene that you wanted to talk about.
This scene, like, because I don't remember much of this movie at all. I remember like
Josh hasn't watched it since childhood, so this is a rewatch for him right before the show.
This is something like I was like, all right, I guess we're doing this thing, and I thought like going into this, watching this, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is like I remember this. I didn't remember any of this. This scene, watching it as an adult, I was like, they just murked all those dudes. Those Decepticons just murked all those guys in that control room in that shuttle. Not a single one is left alive.
They attack, and Starscream, using Megatron as a gun, shoots like half of the original cast of the Autobots.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember this. This is insane.
And it's way more violent than it was in the cartoon. Because like there's like smoke coming out of their mouths and stuff like that.
Yes.
Ironhide's like basically like on the floor, like no! And Megatron just point blank blasts him.
Face. It's just it's awesome.
Yes. So under the guise of being that shuttle now, they attack the Earth base that the Transformers have, and there's a huge altercation there, which again leads to another scene that you were excited about.
Gosh, yes.
Once they're trying to transmit a signal to Optimus Prime, and Soundwave wants that signal jammed. So he launches the cassettes.
Oh yeah, and they all go in. They say it's the little robots fighting the little robots, and
that's just wonderful. You have the bad cassettes that are then counterfought by the good cassettes.
So it's
Soundwave, Blaster.
I was like, this is awesome.
I love what Blaster says too, because they're like, we got to run kind of thing. Perceptor says like, and he's like, no way, two can play.
Yes,
and he just launches.
So cool.
It's so amazing. And then my next big This basically was like the first time I watched a movie and got like that little tingle on the back of my neck and like that little swell in your body. You're like, this is so cool. I don't know how to handle it. Like Optimus Prime he's finally like, Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost, which is some foreshadowing there, of course. And he transforms into the truck mode. And that's the first time they kick into Stan Bush's "You Got the Touch."
Yep.
As it montages him just annihilating. It's Autobot turn to annihilate some of the Decepticons.
Yep.
And first thing he does is run over like 3 of them.
Yes.
And then like they open fire on him. And I was always confused at the time because I thought that like they had made something explode under him by shooting him. But I believe it's all just honestly like a propulsion thing that launches the cab of the truck up into the air, and he transforms, and midair he just draws his gun and just open fires, like shooting like half of the Decepticons attacking him. And then he lands and he just continues shooting them, just downing all of them. Not a single one of them stop him. He goes, he attacks, or he confronts Megatron. And Megatron basically, goads him on, you know what I mean? He's like, what does he say? Oh, Optimus says, one shall stand, one shall fall. And Megatron says, why throw away your life so recklessly? and Optimus goes, "That's a question you should ask yourself, Megatron."
Oh,
And they
man.
proceed to battle. There's grappling because Megatron's then a tough guy. He's like, "No," and he pushes his like arm cannon down, like, "I'll crush you with my bare hands." And they're grappling. And at one point, Megatron stabs him with like a piece of shrapnel.
Yeah.
It looks honestly like a jagged rock, but it's some kind of piece of shrapnel. And Prime's guts like sparking here. And while they're in the middle of the fight, Hot Rod comes running around. He's like, "I gotta help Prime." And we're like, those of us that already seen, like, "No, just don't get involved." Because mid-fight, Prime has the upper hand, and he's pointing his gun at Megatron, who's kind of like, he sees like a gun on the battlefield that's kind of obstructed to Prime's view. And he's like, "No more, Optimus Prime, grant me mercy."
Yep.
And Prime's like, "You who are without mercy, now plead for it." And he's
Yep.
like, "I thought you were made of sterner stuff, Megatron." And that's when Hot Rod dives in because he thinks he's going to stop Megatron
Yep.
from doing what he's doing. But meanwhile, he's Mr. Human Shield. And, "Out of the way, Hot Rod," Optimus yells. And, he doesn't want to shoot with, Hot Rod there. He's a good daddy leader. And Megatron opens fire, shooting him in the abdomen wound multiple times and drops Optimus. And what's wild is after that's the first time when you see close-ups of them, they're all cracked up.
They're all cracked up,
Like,
yeah.
like you don't notice it till that moment. And like, what I think's funny too is, in this movie, it shows them like breathing.
Yes.
It's like not just Unicron, but like it's like he's wheezing. It's like he's hurt and he's wheezing, and his chest is moving with it. And Megatron says, "It's over, Prime." And like Optimus like pauses for a second, he's like, and he does this thing where he puts both of his hands together in a fist and goes, "Never!" And
Yep,
he knocks
yep.
Megatron off of this cliff. They're both basically incapacitated. So you have the Decepticons fleeing the fight with Megatron, which his group are all abandoning him. And Soundwave, he goes, "Oh, don't leave me, Soundwave." Soundwave's like the only loyal one.
Right.
He picks him up and carries him. And what I always got a kick out of is Rumble, the little cassette, is carrying the gun. So like you have
never
Soundwave
caught that.
carrying Megatron, and then one of the little ones is running with the gun behind
So
him.
funny.
Meanwhile, the Autobots on the other side of the coin, they're all concerned for Optimus and helping him. And you end up in the next scene where he's on a medical table and they're all freaking out. And Perceptor's like, "I fear the wounds are fatal." And they have like a life support machine that
Yeah.
they're all tracking. The music's getting tense and scary and sad. And Daniel's sobbing on the table. And then he basically, he's like, "Do not grieve." And he has some final words. And then he passes. And then he turns black. Which, I don't think he really did. It's just more of like a cinematic thing they
Yeah.
did for him. Turns black and his head turns sideways. We're like, this is so he's dead.
He's gone.
And But before he dies, I'm jumping ahead of the game, we have a very important element introduced into the Transformers lore, which is the Autobot matrix of leadership. And you have a very like sentimental scene where his chest opens up and it reveals the matrix inside, which this toy here has one as well. It reveals the matrix inside, and he bequeaths it to Ultra Magnus. He says, "Ultra Magnus, my old friend, it is to you." And he struggles to hand it to him, and he even like drops it. And as he drops it, we have some more foreshadowing where Hot Rod catches it, stands up holding it, and the lights, it's like the lights are shining around him and the music changes. Like, "Anybody else noticing this? Like, I guess we'll go ahead and give it to this guy anyway." And they give it to Ultra Magnus, and he puts it inside his chest, and he's the new leader of the Autobots now. And then it cuts to, again, we're flipping coins.
man.
It cuts to the next scene that you wanted to talk about is like, we have the other side of the coin where they're not so concerned about their wounded on Astro Train who they escaped on.
This was just like mind blowing to me. He's there, he's wounded on the shuttle, and they're all just kind of like around him, and Starscream takes his fearless leader
Survival of the fittest, he says.
and he says, basically, just get out of here. He boots him out the door. This blew my mind because I don't remember this at all as a kid.
And then that's the difference between the good guys and the bad guys, is because basically, like they say, survival of the fittest, toss out all the injured characters because Astro Train indicates they don't have enough energy to, or fuel to get there because of the weight.
That blew my mind.
And again, it's fast pacing. There's no
Yes.
wall to this because
Yep.
then instantly you go to what happens to Megatron. And he shows up at Unicron.
Yep.
And it's like, you got that breathy voice that we talked about in
Yes,
the trivia where
and
it's like, he's talking to Unicron or Megatron. And
Yep.
he's like, and then they have a whole, it's almost like a deal with the devil
It's
scenario.
a pact. Yeah, he
It's,
makes
you
a
know,
pact with him. He makes up.
And Megatron refuses at
Yes,
first.
yes.
And
And he's like, well, then you're just going
proceed to oblivion.
Yeah,
and-
but he's like, no,
I accept. We're cool. And then it's a really cool scene. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like the storyboards were neat because they pretty much did it very much like the storyboards were for it. And they recreate all the injured Transformers into Galvatron and Cyclonus and the Sweeps. And Unicron gives them a new shuttle, and they, his only, request is that he finds the Autobot matrix of leadership and destroys it.
Destroys it. Yeah.
And
Yep.
Leonard Nimoy, he's a pretty
He's-
awesome voice
as
for that. Galvatron. He's like,
Galvatron, yeah.
I will tear open Ultra Magnus and every other Autobot until the matrix is destroyed.
And then we cut to the coronation.
Oh my God.
Of Starscream, and it's like, okay, this guy
So
basically
over the top.
he just.
Those guys are blowing trumpets.
Is
The
it these
Constructicons.
guys? Is it these
It's the
guys?
Constructicons.
Oh my gosh! They're blowing the trumpets, and it's like, okay, you just booted your leader out, and now you're the leader. It's your coronation.
Starscream's got a cape and a crown with
and he's
rubies
like,
in it.
He hears the trumpets, and he's like, they keep interrupting him, and he basically just blasts
right down the
them.
line.
Right
Every
down
trumpet
the line.
explodes.
It's so funny, and then of course, Galvatron shows up.
And his entrance is amazing because he's in Cyclonus. So he
Yes.
flies in Cyclonus and midair jumps out and lands running.
Yes. And it is like instantaneous.
Who disrupts my coronation? And he goes, Coronation, Starscream? This is bad comedy.
It's terrible.
And he transforms into his new form, which is no longer a gun.
Yes.
It is a cannon.
Cannon.
And he wrecks
He just wrecks him.
Starscream.
Starscream is gone, obliterated.
It makes this wild noise, and he just turns into a pile of powder,
Yes.
basically.
Yep, he is
And then
gone.
Galvatron stomps on the
Yep,
crowd.
On the crowd, yeah.
And he says, anyone else attempt to fill his shoes? And the guys go, what did he say his name was again? And he goes, Galvatron. And then they all chant it.
Yep, all chant.
They're like, yeah,
Oh,
we're
man.
cool. We're not gonna mess with you.
I thought that whole scene
Oh, my goodness.
was just such good karma and payback.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Throughout the first 2 seasons of the show, Starscream's just always like the guy like trying to usurp Megatron, and Galvatron's like, I am not having it.
Nope, not anymore.
Instantly,
He's gone.
ba-bam.
Bam.
And then we'll jump ahead a little bit because we can't,
Yes.
tell every scene. Like one of the next most memorable things for me is when they land on Quintessa, the planet of the Quintessons. I don't think they actually tell you that's the name of the planet in that movie, but later on in the lore, you discover that's what it's called. Named after the Quintessons. They run into the first they land and they're fighting the tentacled robotic squid, and Hot Rod. That's another one of the great songs plays in it. Nothing's gonna stand in our way. Hot Rod frees Cup from the squid. He's in pieces. He rebuilds them and all that. And as soon as they're kind of getting their bearings again, the Alicons, which are like Sharkticons, show up. And that's when we find the universal greeting for the first time. And Cup's like, "Here, don't worry, I got this. He's like, and he pulls out, he's got his little thing of Energon goodies too. And he goes, ba weep grana weep ninny bong. And they repeat it. And he starts giving them the goodies. And
Then he runs
He tells
out.
Hot, and he goes, empty, and he throws it, and they transform into the alligator forms, and they start attacking him. They capture him, drag him back to the Quintessons, which it's a court scene. So you're in like this, there's like this pit full of water, and you have like these 3 judges that are the Quintessons, and then there's a prosecutor. He's like this little tentacle monster too, and the prosecutor, keeps going back and forth between the defendant and the judge, and he he basically asks the judge if they're guilty or innocent. And my confusion as a child is the judge's face would rotate to the death face, which was like a skull-looking one, because they're 5-faced creatures, and it would go innocent, and then they'd execute them.
Yes.
So I was like, do I not understand the justice system, or is theirs just a little skewed? And basically, Hot Rod and Cup are observing this happen, And, that's what's in store for them. They're like jailed waiting
Yes,
for theirs.
yep.
And there's another, trial. And then they have their trial. And what's funny is one of the ones executed before him is one of the guys that survived the Unicron attack at the beginning. And then when it's Hot Rod and Cup's turn, they're sassy with the Quintessons. And I love the prosecutor says, "You can beg for your lives. It sometimes works, but not often." And they do it again. The faces rotate, guilty or innocent. The faces rotate, innocent. And they drop them down in. And they're like, there's like an energy band like holding them back at the time. That's where he's like, "I can't transform." They drop them in. As soon as they fall in, they transform into their vehicle modes. And they start doing like a whirlpool effect. Like they're doing, at first, they're running through the Sharkticons, and they're getting a whirlpool effect, and they shoot themselves up out of the pit. They start fighting the Sharkticons, and then all of a sudden the Dinobots show up out, mid-battle to kind of help save the day. And the Dinobots are humongous. Like Grimlock's so big, he's stepping on them, and he's chomping on them. And then the Sharkticons are like, "All right, we're a little afraid." Like he growls at them, they back up, and it kind of comes to a standstill. And then the Quintessons are like, "Execute them!" And Grimlock stomps and yells at the Sharkticons, "Well, me, Grimlock, say execute them!"
Yep.
And the Sharkticons all look at each other and they smile. That's what I always get a kick out of. Like they never thought of it before. And they're all climbing the walls to go attack their masters.
Their masters, yep. So it's so crazy.
Again, another awesome music montage because it plays the other Spectre General or Kick-Axe song, Hunger, during that fight sequence.
And then, of course, when they escape and they're outside and they're all meeting each other, this is the second time we hear the universal greeting. This scene,
after the Junkions killed Ultra Magnus, or not that killed, they were attacking them, and Galvatron and the Sweeps kill Ultra Magnus.
Yep, they're outside having the second. They're basically having a party, and they're all saying.
Ba weep Grana weep Nini. Oh, no. Hot Rod does it this time because Cup taught it to him, and he's like, I guess he thought, "I'll give it a try." He's like, "Here, I got it, I remember it," and he does it to the Junkions who speak television.
Yes.
So everything they say is like commercials or like news broadcaster or quotes and stuff like that, and they're excited though. It's not like with the Alicons. They're like, "Ba weep Grana weep Nini ba," and they all just start chanting it and dancing. And
it is but the reason why I picked this because after they started chanting and dancing, I'm going, what is happening here? What movie are we watching now?
Well, the sequence that happened before, it's the Weird Al song too.
Yes.
So it's a fever dream. All of this is wild.
Wild. It's so
at first they attack them, and then they do the universal greeting. And they're like, "Oh, okay, we like you guys now."
Yep. And then they finally go.
Unicron, he finally reveals after the fight with Ultra Magnus, Galvatron gets the Matrix, and he's going to, instead of give it or destroy it, he's going to confront Unicron, who then reveals that he is a full giant planet-sized transforms, throws Galvatron in his mouth and eats him.
Yep.
And that's when they all travel to...
That's when they travel to go infiltrate, to go get the Matrix of Leadership back. And this is kind of like... It gave me a little giggle when I was watching this as an adult. I was like, wow, they just crashed through his eye.
Right through his eye. They're flying the Quintesson ship and crash through his eye. He's like shooting lasers out of them too. He's attacking Cybertron. Yep. He's smacking people out of the air. He's just fighting the crap out of everybody. And yeah, they just show up in the Quintesson spaceship right through his eye. And the main cast of Autobots, Hot Rod and Ultra Magnus and Cup and all them enter. And what's funny is the Junkions don't fare as well. Yeah. If you remember, Unicron grabs the ship and squeezes it. And
they're gone.
Oh my goodness.
They're gone. But that just tickled me. Okay, they crashed in through his eye. And so they're inside. Of course, they battle and...
Oh, then you have the final big scene. The final
big battle,
where again they play Hot Rod's kind of evading. Galvatron gets a hold of him. He's choking him, which I again find hilarious that there's that they breathe, that he can be choked to death.
Choke, yep.
You know, as a child, I was just like, oh, this is terrible.
Yep.
But as an adult, I'm like, he's
a robot.
Yeah, he's a robot. And as he's choking him, the Matrix starts to be reactive. And again, the Stan Bush song, you got the touch plays. Little Carey gets the tingles on the back of his neck again. And he tosses Galvatron off, stands up, and you hear a Force Ghost daddy voice of Optimus Prime. Rise, Rodimus Prime. And he just grows, like he gets bigger because he's a big truck now, just like Optimus Prime, instead of like the little hot rod car. And he pulls the Matrix apart, puts his fingers in, who Ultra Magnus tried to earlier and it wouldn't do anything. Because it's meant to be, done at the right time by the right person. He pulls it apart, and it's one of those scenes where it keeps showing different cuts and the orbs sitting there, the Matrix, and it's just shooting light out of it, and all of a sudden, Unicron just starts exploding everywhere. And what I love while he's exploding, he's like, I better rip my leg off. Maybe this will stop the
explosion from happening. I gotta get rid of it.
And then he's just all dramatically flailing around, and then finally his head bursts off. And then as fast as it happens, it's over. Like it's funny. It's like they're back in
It's what's also funny is they infiltrated through his eye. And they escaped through the other eye.
Very intentional. They're like, F this guy.
This guy's not going to be able to see ever again. In one eye, out the other. That scene of them, when they exited out of the other eye, I actually laughed. I was like, what?
He does do the thing too, like where he he puts his hand on their eye when it happens.
Oh, man.
And I love to after they do the till all are one is like their chant, and as the movie ends and the credits start, before the credits rolling, it shows that Unicron's head is orbiting Cybertron now.
Yep.
And again, kicks into the Transformers theme song, another time, so you get to end it on that 80s hair metal.
So what does this movie mean to you, Carey?
Oh my God. It's one of those ones where I borrowed it so many times from my uncle's store. This is the actual copy.
Wow.
It makes me so happy because this is the copy that I borrowed as a little kid from my Uncle Bud's store, which was Brewster's, it was called. It was just a mom and pop VHS. He had VHS rentals and Nintendo games and Genesis games and Super Nintendo games.
That's really cool.
That was the movie. I literally, I probably borrowed this movie weekly to watch. And my mother and grandmother would be like, oh, he always gets that same movie. Because then they'd be subjected to it. Because back in the day, it wasn't like now where you had 9 TVs in your house. It's like, I'm watching this.
Yep.
Everybody else, just deal with it.
Dealing with it, yep.
And I've watched it with all my kids. I've watched it with my older kids when they were younger. I've watched it I introduced it to my 5-year-old for the first time, probably about a year ago, probably when he was 4, and it made me so happy because he wanted to watch it over and over and over, just like me. And it's just one of those ones, I can still watch it and get excited about it as an adult, just like I'm that little boy again.
It's very, very, very cool. And your favorite character?
It's got to be Optimus Prime. Even though he's not in it very long, he's just such a great presence. He's such a stoic hero. He's, you know what I mean? There's a YouTube out there, you hear Peter Cullen talking about, the valor he tries to bring to that character. He's selfless. He's an awesome character. Him passing the Matrix on. It's just such a good story arc.
So cool. Yeah, my favorite character was Ultra Magnus because I thought 100% once Optimus was gone, he was going to be the new leader. And of course, I sort of seen the foreshadowing when he drops the leadership of the Matrix of leadership, and it, of course, Hot Rod picks it up. I should have saw
not that guy.
I was like, come on, it's
He's
this
some
guy.
young
It's
punk
Ultra
over
Magnus. It's Ultra Magnus. What's going on here? And then, of course, it becomes Rodimus Prime, but that's okay. And your favorite actor, of course,
Peter
is
Cullen.
Peter Cullen. Yeah,
there's no other Optimus Prime for me.
It's pretty great. That's a pretty great choice. I loved Leonard Nimoy in this.
He does great as Galvatron.
He does a great Galvatron.
And it's one of those things, too, where it's funny because he does Galvatron in the movie, and then he's replaced by the Megatron voice actor in the following season of the show, which is Frank Welker. But which is funny, in later on, he's in the Michael Bay movies as a villain as well as Sentinel Prime.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, let's talk about some of these props. There's so many things
around here
that we can talk about.
So we have the Autobot, Decepticon logo that Amy was gracious enough to make for me.
Yep, and you have,
We have a masterpiece, Optimus Prime. We have a, I believe it was Combiner Wars, Devastator, and he's huge. That's the thing about it. The original Devastator was like half his size, and he's humongous. He's such an epic character. It's a great scene in the movie as well. We didn't really touch upon it, but when you see Devastator form and attack that thing, attack the base.
This was my favorite. My favorite
goodness.
Transformer to put together.
When I was little,
kid.
what's funny, my cousin got it, and he's the grandson of my uncle that owned the video store.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him getting it, and my cousin couldn't get it assembled properly. My uncle got a drill out.
Oh man, we're gonna put this guy together.
Yes, he was using a drill to assemble it. Now it's just like, oh no, don't do that. And there's so many releases of the movie. Like I said, we have the Laserdisc we showed off earlier. The VH, there's so many versions of the VHS. There's so many versions of the DVD. There's so many versions of the Blu-ray. And then finally on 4K, a few years ago from Shout Factory. It's an epic movie. They keep re-releasing it. It holds up. I feel like the animation quality is untouchable.
It's very, very good. And then of course we have
my goodness,
this awesome thing that it didn't work for a while, right?
It didn't, but I'm hoping before we end it does. Sure. But before that, what about those commercials?
Oh yeah.
What about those? Do you remember the '80s commercials when they showed off the Transformers?
Yep, that was very cool.
It's one of the most iconic things, because what I always thought was funny is, like, I just had my crappy living room, and they always had these epic play areas.
Yep.
And I was just like, how the heck do you end up in a little play area like that? And man, wonder how they went about making a commercial like that.
In a world of chaos, when the battle smoke clears, a new class of hero and villain appear.
Hey, you can't put those two together. They're the same person.
Hey, kid, that's what we're doing.
No, that doesn't work.
Oh, yeah? Why not?
It's like an existential conversation.
That's a big phrase for a little boy.
I learned all about it from Mr. Spinner.
Who's Mr. Spinner? Is that another Transformer?
That's me, Salvador Phineas Spinner, at your court-ordered service.
Oh, jeez, is this your dad or something?
Sort of.
No, I have been ordered by the courts into the Big Brother's programs.
All right, let's get back to shooting this commercial. You just play with these two robots here.
They're not robots. They're Transformers, and they're the same person.
Okay, they're whatever, and no, they're not. It's clearly two different action figures.
No, Megatron turns into Galvatron by a pact with Unicron.
Did you mean unicorn?
There's no point fighting with him. Believe me, I've tried.
No, Unicron, he's got two horns. He's like the devil of the Transformers.
Okay, so Unicron makes Megatron.
No, he makes Megatron into Galvatron. And the first thing he does when he becomes Galvatron is he goes to Starscream's coronation and just wrecks Starscream. But to be honest, he had it coming. I'm like, who just tosses their half-dead leader out a shuttle door and usurps their authority? Starscream, that too. You just can't trust the guy.
Okay, that's interesting. Play with these two then.
No, they don't play well together.
Let's just do what the director says, Timmy. Don't fight it. Trust me, I've tried.
Okay, kid, if you know so much, just tell me which one does what.
Okay, well, Megatron kills Ironhide, Megatron kills Optimus Prime, Galvatron kills Starscream, Galvatron orders the sweeps to kill Ultra Magnus, Galvatron tries to kill Hot Rod, Galvatron just doesn't play nice with anyone.
Come on, Timmy, let's not take any more of the nice man's time up so he can pay us.
All right, I think I got this.
In a world of chaos,
Flaming Camper
a new class
arrives.
of hero and villain
Conehead
appear.
Man.
When the battle smoke clears,
We're totally different characters, laser cannon and scope arm. They're not the same person at all. We can totally be friends. Uh-oh, who's this? Oh, it's Mr. Semi-Truck. Vroom vroom, hope he doesn't run us over. Hooray, he drove around us. Oh, it's Soccer Bomb Transporter. Uh-oh, he's coming around. Doesn't he look dapper with that stripe on the side?
collect them all.
Oh, it's Faces Robot. Ew, he's
scary one. He's got a lot of faces. This construction bot, boombox, flaming camper, yellow wing race car, blue-red brute, tape deck. Oh, I hate these things. They're always eating my cassettes. Conehead man, semi-truck, soccer bomb transporter, the two best friends, laser cannon, and scope arms. Collect them all.
Collect them all.
We got to know who played with that one, right?
Yeah, I don't think Timmy made it into the final
I don't
cut.
think so. I don't think so.
I think that was kind of his own fault, though, to be fair. And what do you think, Josh?
I think you should
think it's
try.
time?
Do you have the touch?
You better, before I do it, though, give us a little sign off.
All right. Thank you for watching another episode of a Now Our Future presentation. I'm Josh Sanchez, and this is
Carey Williams.
where we don't just love 80s and 90s movies.
We live them.